Hey Lacey, welcome back. Looks like we're into our third video for I Love You Lacey Joe YouTube, and decided I would take a trip up here to Hobbs Park. It's a park here in Lawrence. Our church actually has an Easter egg hunt here once a year, but I got a lot of good memories here, and I've just had a lot of good memories here, so I thought I would take a walk today and just sit down here at the bleachers. I'll give you a kind of a little view of what the park looks like. It's not the best view, but right now I'm actually looking at the baseball field, and so I'll flip the camera around and let you sneak a peek. But yeah, so there's the field there, and obviously behind me is the neighborhood. We're off of 11th Street here, but yeah, I had a kind of a long day of training at work, and we're learning something about strengths-based training. It doesn't have anything to do with muscles, even though it sounds like it. Kind of has, I guess it has to do with muscles here, and really just the strengths in our lives and how to draw off of those. But at my job, I get to help people find jobs. And part of my job is to see where they're at in life and see what strengths they have that we can work with. You know, sometimes I work with people that come in and you know, they've been homeless, or you know, they've made some bad decisions and some bad choices, and they just don't have everything that they need to take the next step and get in their job, and maybe they need a GED or a diploma or something along the lines of that. And so I'm actually privileged to be able to sit with them and just help them to take their next step. So with that being said, there's a lot of training that goes in with it, and so sometimes after a long day of work, I kind of take walks, or I'll go, like I wrote to you, I like to skateboard, and but a lot of times I'll sneak over here to Hobbs Park, and I'll just sit down and I'll listen to the cars drive by, and you know, I'll just hang out here and maybe watch people play baseball or throw the ball around. But today I thought I would sit here in the bleachers and just talk with you. You know, while we're on the topic of the whole strengths-based coaching and training, you know, obviously this video, I'm not here to strengths coach you or anything like that. I'm here to talk to you and just say hi because I love you. But something I have learned is that all of us have strengths, and that we're all good at something, you know, and my dream is to help other people achieve their dream, and my hope is to see other people find hope. And with that being said, I really enjoy finding out my own strengths, because when you identify your own strengths and when you're able to identify what you're good at, you can help other people identify what they're good at. Even if they're good at different things than you, even if what they do is different than you, maybe this person over here is athletic, but that person's not, and maybe you yourself are athletic. But this person that you're talking to isn't. That doesn't mean that you can't see a strength in them, and part of that is being able to identify our own strengths. And so you know, like I said in the last video, finding out what you like and you don't like, this is very similar to that, and but this is more focused on strengths, kind of what I'm sharing now. You know, when I was learning how to play the drums, I learned in 4th grade how to play the snare, and then in 5th grade I played it, and then in 6th grade I played it, and in 7th grade I switched schools, I switched middle schools, and the teacher, he didn't want me playing drums because we already had too many snares in the percussion section, and so he said, "Hey Jake, I want you to learn how to play trombone." And he said, I want you to be the best trombone player we have. And I thought, well, that's cool, that's cool. Trombone's neat, you know, I'd rather play trumpet. He said, no, we have too many trumpet players. I need you to play trombone. And I said, okay, I'll play trombone. And so I put down my drumsticks and I put my drum away, and I picked up the trombone. And I had to learn how to read music differently, because the music in the drum line is different. It's based off of measures and beats. And it can play notes, you know, if you play the timpani or if you play different percussional instruments, they're tuned, and you even tune a drum set, but not in the same way as an instrument that you'd play in brass or in woods or your reeds. And so I switched to trombone, and I tell you what, Lacey, I was a horrible trombone player, and I wanted to be the best trombone player that Mr. Kelly had in his band, but I was just horrible at it. I didn't like it. I had never played it. I wanted to play the drums so bad, and because I couldn't play the drums anymore, and I had to play the trombone, and I kept failing all the tests, and I wasn't getting any better at it. I thought, man, I'm just a horrible band member, and I'm not going to be any good for this band. And so I quit trying, and I quit, and I even quit playing the drums. And so from what I say, 6th, 7th grade until about 18 years old, I would say, well, maybe about 17 years old, I didn't play the drums. And then my sister, for my birthday, surprised me with a drum set, and I picked it back up again. I was really, really rusty, but when I picked that drum set up, or picked the sticks up to play the drums, it's like riding a bicycle. It came back to me, and I just had a blast. And then some years later, I quit playing, and now every now and then I pick up the drumsticks. But you know, sometimes we get put in a position where we do something because we think that something is going to be it's gonna you know, help everyone else out. And my band teacher said, you know, by you doing this, you're gonna help the whole band out. You're gonna become one of our best trombone players. And so I wanted to be a good student, and I wanted to be a good band member and do that. But here's the deal: my strength wasn't in the trombone, and it was okay to give it a shot. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be a drum player. I wanted to play the snare drums. I loved it. I was second chair. I never made it to first chair, but I was second chair, and I was okay with that. I was okay with that. I was happy with it, you know. But I wanted to make Mr. Kelly happy, and so I just gave up band altogether. And you know, like I said, Lacey, it's okay that we try to find out things that we're good at, but just always remember your why. And your why is something that's connected to your heart and to your passion. And your passion is something that brings you joy when you think about it. Passion is kind of like a blazing fire that just continually burns in you. And when you connect your passion, that God-given passion that was gifted to you when you were born, when you connect that to your gifting, and you do the things that God's called you to do, your why, your reason for what you do, the reason why you play the flute, the reason why you become friends with people, the reason why you do what you do, becomes strong inside of you. It becomes anchored. And what's really awesome is when, you know, you plug into God, and like for me, I've plugged into Jesus, and my why has grown because I see God's why. I see His reasoning for everything. I start to see something bigger than myself. And so with that being said, what's nuts is I find out even more about myself by plugging into God. And so I encourage you, Lacey, to find out your strengths, and to find out the things that you enjoy, that bring you joy. And yeah, it's okay for a season to help out others, and maybe in a way that you're doing tasks, or you're plugging into something that you're not very good at, but it's helping. It's okay to do that for a season, but just know that at the end of the day, the reason why you do what you do might be different than the reason why they do what they do. And just always know that at the end of the day, guys like Mr. Kelly, He genuinely wanted me to be a good trombone player, but I genuinely wanted to be a good percussionist. And Mr. McComas was the first teacher that taught me how to play drums, and he instilled that in me. He says, you know, if this is what you want, Jacob. He laid out all the instruments in front of me and said, which one would you like to play? And I ran over to those snare drums and I started rat-a-tatting them like crazy and making loud noises and denting them up. I even busted up my first snare drum from beating it so hard. But I enjoyed it, and then, you know, obviously got a new snare head and learned how to play it without busting. It had a little more finesse. But I just wanted to share with you today, Lacey, that that we all have strengths, and we have a why. We have a passion for why we do what we do, and when we can connect our passion and our why with our strengths, you know, you're really going to rock the world, and you're going to change the world. And so with that being said, I just want to let you know that I love you and that I miss you, and as always, love built a way, love always builds a way. Till next time, bye bye.